First of all, you got 7 out of 7 admits, and that is amazing. And then you got Ivy League, and you didn't choose Ivy League.
Along with that, I gave my Duolingo. I scored a 150 on 160. There's a send score section that we can click on. Here, just select your university name, the university global one. I'll click on next. Once that is done, I'll click on send score, and yeah, the score is sent.
That is super easy. You also have on-campus job already figured out before even you gonna land. How did you get that?
Also, I'll be earning back decent amount via co-ops. So it's a win-win situation. A lot of colleges are starting to accept it. It's becoming a lot more popular considering how cheap it is. They provide unlimited free mock tests.
Oh wow. Now the $1,000,000 question everyone is knowing that you got in Ivy League, which is Dartmouth, and very, very famous for their MEM course. You also have Duke, which is also very, very famous for their MEM course. Yet you decided to go to Purdue. Why is that? Thank you, Mukul, for doing this. I am so excited because there's so much to cover. You first of all, you got 7 out of 7 admits, and that is amazing. And then you got Ivy League, and you didn't choose Ivy League, so we're gonna find out why, and then also we can talk about like other things. So let's start with your intro. Where are you from? And like yeah, just let's start with your intro, and then we'll go from there.
Awesome. So, yeah, thank you so much for giving me this platform to share my thoughts. I'm from Bangalore. Have been living here all my life, completed all my education and whatnot here. So I come with 4 years of work ex, two in analytics and a couple more in product management. Now I've decided it's time to pursue my masters, and I'm going to Purdue for the engineering management program this fall.
Nice. Okay. And for all the audience, we did film like the whole application story and then the how to write SOP and all of that. So that'll be in a separate video, not in this one. But what I want to talk about is like, can you? So can you do you remember all the universities that you applied to? And of course, you got all the admits. So just let's start with all
Yes.
the universities you applied to.
Cool. I applied to UTD, Northeastern, NCSU, then UT Austin, then Duke, Dartmouth, and Purdue. So these were the seven.
And all of them were masters in engineering management. And you applied to 7, you got all the 7 admits. What was your profile like? GRE, I know you gave Duolingo,
Yes.
bachelor's, and then you have 4 years of experience. So what was those?
Okay, cool. So my CGPA was 8.72. When converting it into the 4-point grade scale, it came to 3.67. I had a GRE score of 325. Along with that, I gave my Duolingo. I scored a 150 on 160. So yeah.
And what's the breakdown like of Duolingo? Do you remember?
Breakdown, right. So they have 4 categories. It's production, literacy, comprehension, and conversation. So everything was between 140 to 155. I'll be walking you through like a couple of minutes where I'll be showing how you can send the scores to different universities for free. At that time, I think we can go through what the exact breakdown of the score also was.
Okay, great. Okay. Before we move on to the specifics of like what is the exam format, how do you book your exam, and like, how do you submit your score into the university and all of that, I just want to quickly remind the link is in the description. If you are interested, I would highly recommend to check out and also highly recommend to give Duolingo English test. So link is in the description. And now I will let you enjoy the podcast. So before we move on to the specifics of Duolingo, is Duolingo accepted in the universities that you applied to?
5 of the 7 universities did accept, except for the Texas schools. Every other college accepted it, and a lot of colleges are starting to accept it. It's becoming a lot more popular considering how cheap it is. and people are starting to prefer using Duolingo. And also, the format of the questions that are being asked are a lot more relevant.
Hmm. Can we discuss the, like, what is the Duolingo format, like how is it structured,
Sure.
and like, yeah.
Awesome. It's a 1 hour exam, I would say. It has two sections. First section's a 45-minute adaptive test. So there are multiple types of questions that can be asked here. It can be a crossword, it can be a fill in the blank. There can be like a picture, and they might ask you to describe what's happening in this picture in
Hmm.
about 100 to 150 words and whatnot. So as I told you, it's adaptive. The more right you are, the harder it gets moving forward. Also,
Hmm.
note that there are quite a few pronunciation questions as well. So if you
Hmm.
have gone through the basics of your GRE vocab stuff, you'll breeze through Duolingo. Secondly, there's a 10-minute writing and speaking test with open prompts. You might get whatever. It might be a conversation, and they can ask you to, summarize it. It can be like a paragraph about a topic that they give you. So it varies quite a bit. No two people will get the same set of questions because, again,
Hmm.
like I said, it's adaptive once again, right? So yeah, it adds up to 55 minutes. The remaining 5 minutes will come in the start of your test, where you'll be recording an introduction of yourself, and you'll have to go through the test format. So this takes about 5 minutes. That's how your
Hmm.
1 hour gets covered.
Got it. Okay. How did you? So obviously you scored really well. You got 150 out of 160, and I think that's a good score.
Yeah.
How did you prepare for it? Like, does it give you all the resources? Does Duolingo have all the resources available? You can just go online, or how did you prepare for it?
Yeah, that's a great question. What I would say is Duolingo does an absolutely wonderful job in terms of helping you prepare for it, because personally, I didn't go ahead with any third party resource for preparation, just what Duolingo provided. They provide unlimited free mock tests. So you
Oh
can,
wow. Okay.
yeah, so you can go
And
ahead
how
and
close the mock tests are to the actual test? Is it pretty
around
good?
90%, I would say.
Oh
My
wow.
mock
Okay.
test also, I scored an exact 150. The next day I gave my test, and yeah, the scores were bang on.
Okay. Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
So.
Like I said, they also have, videos explaining what types of questions are going to come. They have a video explaining the entire format. So you don't
Hmm.
need to go anywhere outside the Duolingo exam website in terms
Hmm.
of for preparation.
Mm. Yeah. So basically, and so do you get these resources once you book it, or is it available to you before
It's
even you
available.
book it?
Yeah, it's
Acha.
available right before you book it.
Got it. Okay. And so, how do you book the exam? So is it, and also, like, do you have to go to any center, or is it take it from home anywhere?
It's a online exam. So yeah, there are a couple of ways where you can book. Not couple of ways. You can book it either. You can book for one test. So
Hmm.
I kind of booked the two test wala package just for safety reasons, and yeah, I didn't
And
end
so
up
the
using the
reason for
second
two
test.
test is in case if you bomb the first one, then you have the
Pretty
second
much.
option.
Yes,
Okay,
pretty
gotcha.
much.
Okay, got it. Okay, and so it's all online. You just book it through online,
Yes.
and then you pick a date that, okay, I'm gonna be giving my exams like July 15th or something like that. And you, is there a time slot also you pick, or how does it work?
I think so. Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't exactly remember it, but
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think there will be a time slot for sure. So yeah, You
So
can
it's not
choose.
just like, okay, 15 July and then open and anytime. You pick a time slot, like,
Yeah.
okay, this is when my 1 hour will start. You will turn on the internet camera and then just like, yeah, basically give the exam.
Pretty much. I booked it 2 days prior to the exam I gave. So I booked it. The next day I gave a mock. I prepared for half an hour, and the next day I gave the test. That's it.
Mm, nice. Okay. Because you scored good marks, like what are some of the tips would you give? Like if someone wants to score like really good marks and like, yeah, what did you do in terms of preparation? But also like what would you tell people now that you've given the exam?
Right. One thing I would highlight is normally when you're going through the GRE process, you will have to spend some time, a lot of time on verbal. The preparation you give for verbal would suffice to crack Duolingo with ease, I would say. And just follow the format that, familiarize yourself with the format that Duolingo offers, and do the mock test once, because once you're more comfortable doing it, it becomes very easy for you during the test time as well, and
Mm.
you won't feel nervous attempting something very new.
Mm. Mm. So basically practice and mock test.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I said, you can do as many mock tests as you want. Just give a couple of them. I think, like I said, it's about 90-95% accurate. So yeah, I think you'll be good to go.
Mm. And then, of course, like you mentioned, it already has all the videos and all of that. So if you
Yes,
just go through their resources, you already know how to answer certain questions, etc.
absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, great. How long does it take? So once the 1 hour exam is done, do you get the scores immediately? Do you get it after a few days? Like what's the process? And then once you get it, how do you apply to a university?
Sure. You get the scores 48 hours after completion. You'll get a mail, and you can go and check your score. And regarding how do you apply to universities, I'd like to share it with the audience rather
Yeah.
than me rambling about it. So yeah,
Sure, let's do it. Let's do it.
so this is how the interface kind of looks like. And when
Hmm.
I scroll down, yeah, this is the result that I got, and this was the breakdown that I was talking about. So it's a 140,
Hmm.
150, 155, and 145. What you
And
can
sorry, can we wait? So in this, you see conversation, right? So I'm assuming the test is testing your conversational skills. But does it tell you in the test itself that this is conversation section, this is comprehension section, this is production section, or no?
Yeah, like based on the questions, you'll get to know. So, what exactly production is? It's a combination of writing and speaking. So, you'll get to
Hmm.
know that it's a production question based on the task it's asking you to do.
Got it. Hmm.
Literacy is just reading and writing. Comprehension is listening and reading, and conversations obviously speaking and listening. So it's
Hmm.
very evident when the question comes, you will get to know what type of
Okay.
questions being asked. So it's very
Nice.
straightforward that way.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
Once the result is shown, we just have to, click on the share score. There's a
Hmm.
send score section that we can click on. Here,
Hmm.
just select your university name. I wanted to send it to Purdue. So I'll do Purdue University. Yeah, so Purdue University graduate office. It already says shared, so I'll just randomly click the university global one. I'll click on next. Once that is done, I'll click on send score, and yeah, the score is sent.
Nice. Okay, great. It's that is super easy. And then
Yes,
I see the practice as well. So is that the mocks that you can take?
yes.
Oh.
it's a practice test, and you can take as many as you want. Because I
Hmm.
remember after I took my first mark, it didn't tell me that you're out of marks. It asked me take another test. So yeah, that's what I remember.
Hmm. Yeah, and then all the different sections are right there, so you can just
Yes,
practice it, whichever one you are like lacking or something.
absolutely. And again, the purchasing thing that I was talking about, like I said, it's becoming more popular.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
hey, it's still significantly cheaper.
right. I would agree. Yeah, yeah. Would you recommend people to like give Duolingo English test? Because it seems like a very straightforward process, unlimited applications. It just sounds like a no-brainer to me.
Right. If so, you can crack Duolingo what in with 1 day of prep. Yeah, I wouldn't even consider applying. I wouldn't even consider writing other English proficiency tests just because how simple, cheap, and straightforward Duolingo is.
Yeah. Nice. Okay. And is the reason for engineering management because that course helps you become product manager and that's your end goal?
Right. So that's one of the reasons. The major reason was it's a continuation to what my undergrad was. So my undergraduation was in industrial engineering and management. I already came with a lot of experience in techno management related subject. Based on the career outcomes that I'm looking for, engineering management was the obvious answer.
And the career outcomes, what are some of the career outcomes that you're looking forward to?
Right. So the major career outcomes for anyone who's looking into an MEM program would be either getting into product management, program management side, or getting into operations and supply chain management. So these are the
Mm,
two most popular outcomes. There would be a lot more like data business analyst, and also I know a few folks who gotten back into software development roles or
yeah.
design roles.
Engineering management as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Sweet. Okay, cool. Now the $1 million question, because everyone is knowing that you got an Ivy League, which is Dartmouth, and very, very famous for their MEM course.
Yeah,
You also have Duke, which is also very, very famous for their MEM course. Plus, Duke is known to produce a lot of PM people. Yet you decided to go to Purdue. Why is that?
right. There are a plethora of reasons behind it. Number one, the course flexibility that Purdue MEM offers. Like I had already told you, we do not have a single course that is compulsory or mandatory for us to take. We can choose whatever we want. We can venture into whichever branch we like, provided we meet the engineering and management credit limits. So that was a big reason. Secondly, the 12-month co-op opportunity that Purdue offers is unparalleled compared to the 3-month internships that other MEM programs offer. Thirdly,
Mm,
since Purdue is an public university, the fees is significantly cheaper when compared to your IVs. So I'm paying what $43,200 in terms of fees for 21 months when compared to around $70,000 if it's Dartmouth or a Duke. So there's
yeah.
substantial saving. Also, I'll be earning back a decent amount via co-ops. So it's a win-win situation considering I do have the experience. And also I found great roommates, who will be helping me and supporting me in this journey because
Mm,
traveling internationally and staying away from your family, it's going to be super
mm,
lonely. So you'll need
mm.
some sort of support system. And I feel like I've found two great people in uh, my roommates. Shout out to Jason and Vignesh. So yeah, this was also a big reason. And finally, I would want to talk about our program director and the other staff who are super amazing, super helpful,
Mm,
friendly, and they're very
mm,
empathetic and caring. So be it Eric, Karen, or the others, right from your interview process where they were pitching Purdue MEM to us rather than us selling
mm,
ourselves to the university, to sending us writing back to our emails at odd hours, or being there for us, helping whenever we need their assistance. So I don't see this sort of commitment from I didn't see it from other universities that I had gotten admits from. So yeah, clubbing all these factors together made it a no-brainer decision, I would say.
mm. Interesting. Yeah. It's a brave decision because to leave Ivy League and something like Duke is it's like obviously you must be probably scared, but I know from first-hand experience. I spoke to Eric, who's the program director for MEM, and amazing guy, and I know the dedication he has for the students as well. Thanks to you for introducing me to him. But yeah, no, I think I'm excited for you. What is one thing that you're looking forward to when you go there?
When I'm going, I mean, the first thing I'm looking forward to is the orientation program. I've heard the first week's going to be insanely good.
Mm,
There's going to be like a lot of corporate consulting sessions. There's going to be some leadership sessions. There's going to be an industry visit, and yeah, there's a lot of things to look forward to in within what 2-3 days of us landing. So yeah.
nice. And when are you landing?
Leaving on August 7th, so I'll be landing on the 8th.
Nice. Okay. And also, I forgot that you also have on-campus job already figured out
Yes.
before even you like before even you gonna land. How did you get that?
We spoke to a couple of seniors who kind of referred us to the different on-campus jobs that are available for us. Just wanted to mention that since we were MEM students who have 12-month co-op opportunities, we weren't allowed to take the usual GA, RATA jobs that are available. So those are
Hmm.
reserved to other course ka master's students. So we had to
Hmm.
look something in terms of Purdue IT, dining, library, or there's a third party company, Aramark, who's partnered with Purdue Dining, and
Hmm.
they have a couple of stores in Purdue itself. So
Hmm.
I'll be working in one of these stores. So we got connected to the HR of Aramark, and we reached out to them for an opportunity, and they were kind enough to help us out within what a couple of weeks after we reached out. The entire process was sorted. So yeah.
Nice. That is amazing. And this was when like this was in July first week or June?
The on-campus one. Yeah,
Yeah.
on-campus one got sorted way back. Like at least for my roommates, it got sorted in end of April only, I think. For me, it took a little longer because in one of these places there were only two availabilities, and both of them were occupied, and I had to get another one. I mean, it was a little later, but it's still pretty early, I would say. So I think I think somewhere early June only, I think it got sorted for me.
Mm, that is so cool. Like you have by June-ish, you and you're gonna fly in August. You already have your on-campus
Yes.
sorted out. That's amazing, and of course, like you're looking forward to the orientation. That's great. Any last words of wisdom? Any last tips for maybe even people who are watching this for Duolingo specifically? Anything would you want to say?
Um, uh, for Duolingo, I would definitely recommend you all to take the mock test, familiarize yourself with what are the different sections that the test has to offer, and go ahead and give it. Do take the two test package. Don't just take the one, because if at all you kind of mess up the first one, there's always a fallback. And like I said, it's
Hmm.
significantly cheaper. But again, from how invested Indian students are in terms of GRE prep, I definitely feel like a lot of folks would do a banging job in terms of getting a great score in Duolingo.
Nice. Amazing. Cool. I'm looking forward to you in United States, and hopefully we can hang out soon. Hopefully I'll get to visit Purdue as well
Yeah,
and meet
fingers
you in
crossed.
person. Yes. And again, I'm excited to do many other podcasts. I know we have few plans. So until our next one.
Keep smiling, keep hustling.
Nice. Cool. Okay.